Good morning,
So
Kevin.
who all saw that match of Titans boxing match? Logan Paul versus Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, match नहीं देखा मैंने.
Okay, highlights. Chalo, highlights. Because the match, I don't think anyone paid to watch the match would pay.
मैच में तो झप्पी में मार रहे थे वो. मैंने उसका एक YouTube शॉर्ट वीडियो देखा. As in YouTube शॉर्ट्स में एक आया था इसमें one person described it in a 1 minute video कि वो एक दूसरे के घरे लग रहे थे पूरे टाइम.
I read one
That's what I saw.
tweet that said, "This is the end of racism. The amount of hugging that went on between
Yeah, मैंने भी पढ़ा वो वाला.
ended racism completely."
No, but it was depressing because मुझे नहीं पता था रूल कि exhibition match में winner को announce नहीं करना होता.
I said it on the podcast when we first discussed it.
That.
Oh, I think
Amrit, you said it won't affect his record. I think
it won't affect his record. No.
Yeah, but that's a different thing,
They didn't
right?
announce a winner.
So that's अब record में तो winning और losing ही आएगा ना. Their exhibition matches में normally it is either knockout या वो in some exhibition matches you still have a result announced for one way or the other. के some judges.
Yeah, at least
he went for the complete safe route of कि मैं हार ही नहीं सकता. कोई result ही नहीं है.
He got how much?
But
100 million.
that's a scam. No, I don't think it's announced yet.
I don't know. I think someone speculated 100 million a year from that.
Floyd Mayweather or
Floyd.
Logan Paul?
Floyd.
Oh, Floyd.
I don't think Logan Paul will earn 100
Logan
million, but
got
he'll earn a lot.
250,000. He got 250,000 upfront and some cut off the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Mayweather got 10 million upfront and I think 50% of the pay-per-view. I think ऐसे कुछ है.
ये तो पक्का fix है.
How much did he get?
It's speculation. He said 10 million.
10 million guarantee. 10 million guarantee upfront और फिर some 50% of the pay-per-view मिलेगा उसको.
I read somewhere it's a speculation that 100 million he's earned from this fight.
Yeah, that is वो अपने आप निकाल रहे हैं. But
sure
it will be a very substantial amount because lot of people again lockdown में है and you can immediately purchase something like this quite easily. So
I think he went into this fight with पैसे के purpose से. I don't think he went to win or
he
went
said
for
I
any
did
other
legal.
reason.
This is legalized bank robbing. He said himself
Yeah.
in the interview.
No, but he said ना कि अगर Mayweather का सबसे I don't know mic drop moment वो ये था कि मैं 30-40 की उम्र में पैसे कमाने की कोशिश करूँ तो तुम लोग बोलते हो कि ये ग्रीड है और मैं लेगेसी रूइन कर रहा हूँ. ये जो बेजोस मस्क बिल गेट्स वगैरह 50, 60, 70 की उम्र में भी वो बिजनेस मूव्स करे तो वो ठीक है. तो I guess he's very clear कि competitively he can't fight, but if he can make money over a 1 घंटे का fight with a YouTuber.
Akash, should we also ऐसे tweet डाल उसको भाई मैं भी लड़ने को ready हूँ. Akash, you can fight Floyd Mayweather. अपने podcast का तू भी hero बन जाएगा.
Hey, Amrit is the only one with fighting experience out of all of us.
Okay, Amrit, go and fight Floyd Mayweather, please.
For this podcast.
Yeah. And for your life.
Right. We have all invested far too much without any return of investment.
तभी तो क्या पता famous हो जाए अपना podcast.
No, I don't think that will make us famous. We'll have to kidnap him and try and do it.
We need a contra.
You know what would be funny? What would be funny? It would be all 4 of us fighting him at the same time, and as he beats all of us. Akash, obviously, you don't have to say.
Yeah, I don't think वो बोलने की जरूरत थी.
There is no secret way that.
No, the guy is 40. Is 40 na or 40 something?
40 तो बोला. मैंने कहा the guy is 40.
अबे उसका एक पंच भी लग गया ना.
Oh no, we'll be all flat for sure.
आकाश का confidence देखा suddenly कि like
4-on-1 I think we can get a few licks in, but I don't.
अबे रात का मैच होगा तो केविन वैसे ही नींद भर के केविन will fall asleep by then. उसका sleep का time होगा. ठीक है. अर्नब केला खा रहा है और बाकी हम लोग क्या करेंगे.
Kevin understand. Kevin, you don't think we can get a few good punches in or licks in before we get knocked out against Floyd Mayweather? If all 4 of us.
I'm not licking him one bit, okay? But I'm pretty sure he's going to make me his bitch.
Oh, he'll make all of us. What are you saying?
What do you mean just you? तुझे क्या लगता है? भाई मैंने जुजित्सु सीखी है. ग्राउंड ग्रैपलिंग मैं कर सकता हूँ. मुक्का आएगा ना कोई कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा उसमें.
उसके सामने क्या तो कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे भाई. कितना भी ट्रेनिंग कर लो.
I'm going to call Tyson. You know why? I would love to see Tyson and him fight. It would be
Tyson
So
will punch us
bhai,
instead.
Tyson versus Mayweather, it would be brutal for वो weight difference.
Mayweather
You saw,
might
okay, if you
just
go,
go
if
in
you,
a coffin, I think.
भाई तुमने देखा लोगन पॉल के जो few punches जब वो overhand वो कर रहा था, वो power difference is ridiculously important. Because even an untrained fighter, like relatively untrained fighter as Logan Paul, वो पार अगर तुम्हें हिट करे इतनी सी भी, it's ridiculous. Mayweather is the greatest defensive boxer of all time. Like ऐसा कोई इससे अच्छा defensive boxer बनाया ही नहीं गया आज तक. Like तुम्हारे favorite fighter भी है, won't be able to touch him ever.
I mean,
But
remember, weight
someone
difference tha, age difference tha, everything was
30.
in favor of Logan Paul. He still
Yep.
could not manage to.
Yeah, and obviously वो trained भी नहीं है, and it's like a very fun thing. But that's how good Mayweather is.
I
But
wouldn't
Mayweather
judge
knows
that based on this match, no.
No, even if you look at previous matches against the
Yeah,
best of the
rematch.
best, he has
Manny
been one of the
Pacquiao के
best
साथ क्या हुआ
defenders
था?
ever.
Manny Pacquiao वाले मैच में Pacquiao का entire advantage was supposed to be कि उसकी striking ability, उसका speed and everything. वो कुछ नहीं कर पाया. Canelo Alvarez वाली जो fight हुई थी, same exact thing.
Still
वो
very
इतना अच्छा dodge करता है, वो करता है. Nobody has been able to catch
controversial
Mayweather ever.
results. Controversial results, all of them, according to a lot of people. But that's
Want
everyone.
to
Yeah,
watch
like for example, I think Pacquiao, they say that he never agreed to fight. Like Pacquiao wanted to fight a lot before.
Yeah, but that's
he
a problem.
waited all the way till the
Kevin,
end when he
on
knew
his
that
terms.
Pacquiao was almost pretty
But
much over.
but that
He waited
but
on his
that's
terms.
but
Even
but
he was
whose
in his
mistake?
end of his career, by the way.
Yeah, but
No,
but
that
whose
way I
mistake
think
is
in
that?
terms of fitness, I think that's where I give
obviously
him more credit.
Pacquiao was way beyond his prime but still Floyd is smart because Floyd fights smart, na? उसमें कभी Pacquiao का
Floyd,
biggest
I
problem
think-
है कि
I think Floyd, more than his credit I give for his fighting ability, his ability to like stay fit is probably even more incredible.
avoid
Like,
damage,
if you
Kevin.
see the other fighters after their peak, that is just an immediate drop.
Kevin, hear Pacquiao talk now. Hear Pacquiao see and fight, get into the ring now. Here, look at all of those things. Only defensive, elusive fighters are able to last longer in the real world because Pacquiao ने इतना damage लिया and he never was. We were so ready to like fans को दिखाने के लिए. He was ready to always like सबके सामने वो करना. His life is, imagine the rest of his life now. No, the old NBA players वगैरह जो थे, जो old NFL players जो थे,
He's a
the fan
businessman.
favorites थे.
Floyd.
And he's extremely smart. Floyd is extremely smart. Even in fights,
Unbelievable.
not only outside fight, even during fight, he's extremely smart. Uska IQ is
No.
crazy.
Obviously, he doesn't get that far without.
When he fought Conor McGregor, यार, why did he never take the bait of fighting Conor McGregor in MMA? क्यों?
Why
Because
would
the reality,
Why would he?
the
Yeah.
reality,
Why would he?
yeah, no, but the thing, a lot of people कहते हो असली मर्द है तो MMA में आ जा, and he was like, अच्छा नहीं, मैं नहीं आ रहा. Like,
I know
and he just said,
Dana
and
White was after him.
Dana White, they tried so desperately because they know in a mixed martial arts, no boxer can survive. It's like it's been proven here and there. They are not. But he was smart enough to say कि नहीं, तुझको पैसे चाहिए, तो तू मेरे पास
Yeah,
आ.
he can demand that kind of authority.
And
right?
that's the thing, right? People hate him and want him to lose so bad that they will pay to watch
He
him.
said he loved
do
the
this.
fight with Conor McGregor because he said promotion-wise, I didn't do much at all. I was relaxing. Conor
didn't have
McGregor
to.
was handling all of it.
He didn't have to because Conor ने वो comment मारा था, jumping around like monkeys, उसमें racial angle आ गया
He
था.
said Conor did
So
all of
fight
it.
got
He said I loved
spicy.
it. He said I loved him for that. He's like he just handled because Conor McGregor is the
No,
trash talk.
because he knew that Conor understood the business. Like this is a
he
business.
understood.
People have to understand the fight point क्या है इसका. It's a bit Tyson
And
Fury
Khabib
और
also
clean
helped him
boxer है.
understand the business.
Yeah, because
Apparently.
Khabib तो उसका opposite है ना, like direct
complete
Conor
opposite.
McGregor तुम्हें गाली देकर तुम्हें provoke करेगा या वो Khabib
Khabib didn't think like that as a business. He thought more
Khabib का उसके लिए lifestyle वैसा ना, he's an actual
and
martial artist.
lifestyle, yeah.
But thanks to Conor being so negative, Khabib got catapulted into a positive
both
aspect. Because
it made the fight a must watch for everyone.
कोई इतनी गाली देता है तो you need the good guy who doesn't say anything, who is calm, quiet, the family man. You want him to win, and that's what ended up happening.
Let's move on. After this, the next fight is Hasbullah versus Abdul Razak. I want you guys to watch that in your own time. I won't talk much more about that, but watch it.
No,
YouTube
what I heard was I heard Hezbollah versus what? That's a terrorist group.
Abdul,
Russian
people. Search it on YouTube in your own time. I guarantee you it's
Thank you.
worth it. Okay.
Thank you, Akash.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Vele podcast. I am your host, Akash. As usual, I am joined by my friends Amrit, Arnav, and Kevin. This is the podcast where we all talk about random topics of our choosing. And today we have a bunch of topics to talk about that, in my opinion, are pretty interesting. Let's start off with topic number one. So, the Ollie Robinson fiasco. For those of you who don't know, Ollie Robinson is an English cricketer who, at the age of 18, made some very, very controversial tweets being racist and sexist.
8-9 years ago, no?
Yeah, he was 18 at the time. And he has been, as of now, banned indefinitely until after the hearing has taken place from cricket, international cricket, right? And all forms of cricket, I think. So, my question was going to be, do you think this is a good thing that because at the age of 18, do you think he should be punished this severely? Because he admitted that he was young as well, and he now understands the whole consequences of his action. He says, I've learned from my mistakes and everything. Do you think this punishment should still be applicable for him when he tweeted at a young age?
Akash, what do you think he would have said? I still believe in everything I said.
Okay, exactly.
I stand by
Obviously, everyone will say that.
Repeat.
I'm asking, would you guys think though that
his tweets were
it's bad, Kevin. Yeah, I know it's really.
I don't think we should. Yeah, I don't think we should say those tweets.
I don't. Yeah, I got the tweets in front of me, but I didn't say it because I felt that they're very bad.
Yeah, I mean, those were extremely racist.
I still feel that I don't think he quite understood that he is I don't think his intentions were at attacking the religion or I think he was just being a kid who was trying to be funny, because I know okay, here's the thing. Russell Peters says tons of racist things, but you sit and laugh at his jokes, or people sit and laugh at his jokes. But I think he was just trying to be funny in all honesty.
That's context.
And a kid trying, a kid was just trying to be funny. I don't think he quite understood the repercussions that he would face, that he could face about those
Which
tweets.
year, Kevin? 2013 में who thought कि 8 साल बाद उसके tweets will be analyzed.
Exactly.
But Russell Peters, I think, doesn't work because you're going there for a comedy show in the first place, right?
Yeah, no.
The English
I think
cricketer and उसके team में there are Muslim players and black players. Everyone has.
I'm not saying that Russell Peters is doing wrong. I'm saying that I think this kid was just trying to be funny. And I think that really backfired on him horribly. I don't personally think that he is racist or he's trying to attack a group.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as Kevin said, it's impossible to assume things ki wo uska intentions kya the at the age of 18, because he was a kid, right? So it's obviously giving him benefit of doubt. Wahan tak makes sense, but I think more important discussion. I think we had a discussion regarding this ki India mein jo naye laws aaye, right? ला रहे हैं for social media and all these things. So this shows कि आजकल social media को कितना importance दिया जा रहा है, especially for something which happened 8-10 years ago. I mean, no matter what his intentions were, 10 साल पहले का कोई tweet पड़ा हुआ है. There's a possibility he might not even remember कि उसने से कोई tweet किया था. I mean, there's a very high chance.
I don't remember a single thing I may have tweeted last year. मतलब Twitter में था भी नहीं, but whichever was the last time I was online there. I don't even know.
Maybe I guess I although at the same time I do agree that okay, बंदे का perspective, मतलब इस बंदे ने शायद there is a possibility you cannot rule out the fact that there could be a possibility that he might be truly believing one or two of those things. So okay, just to give the benefit of the doubt to the kid, at the same time they can even investigate the youth team players that he's played with, coaches that he has played with. I hope they do the proper investigation, and if by any chance any of the interviews turn out to be negative, let him face 1 or 2 years of ban. But if that is not the case, then I think you should let him go. If people around him, especially in the work environment or in the cricket environment where they're spending so much time with him, if none of them have anything negative of him to say, then let the guy go.
I think eventually
they should investigate.
Yeah, they are investigating.
They're doing an investigation right now.
Yeah.
Because people should also understand that it is not okay to say these things.
Oh, completely. I think it was more of a उनको statement बनाना था, right? ECB had to make a statement कि we are against racism, especially the history and especially जो भी जिस environment में है, they had to make a statement. I think that's why they took such an extreme step. Right away they banned him, which seems weird, but unfortunately
that message has to be put out there. That you
exactly,
cannot propagate this.
So
that
even though
very
it
important.
comes
we do not
across
tolerate
as
this at all.
Yeah.
Especially from them.
Yeah.
There are 12
Because
test playing
racism-
nations there are 12 test playing nations there और 10 या 15 कुछ है जिसमें से 3 या 4 है जो इसी कंट्री के फॉर्मर कॉलोनीज है. Like if you want to look at it in context, what are we talking about? Obviously they have to say
Yes, I was not even though it seems weird that he was punished for something which happened 10 years back, but looking at the context and history of वहाँ पे, you have to make that kind of a statement, especially as Amrit said, उस team में ही in fact you know who all play for that team.
Jofra Archer, Adil Rashid.
Exactly. So you have to be extremely careful कि वहाँ का work environment also have to be supportive. Now that he's part of the team, they want to make that a statement.
Issue. There is a racism issue even in England. For example, I remember Dele Alli and Harry Kane had come in defense of Dele Alli. So Dele Alli was going through a patch of really bad form. So Harry Kane had said that, like, he heard the crowd chanting like monkey sounds to try and irritate Dele Alli. Someone who Dele Alli and Harry Kane both are English players. So now that you're attacking your own, that means how deep rooted this racism is in the community.
It's everywhere, even in US में हर जगह होता है. So it's
and in every race, these biases and these things are inherent in the way we approach people who are different to us. This is all. See, if you look at his statements, they are born out of very base and surface layer ignorance. कि मैंने इस community के बारे में ये एक चीज ऐसी सुनी है. Especially वो जो Ebola वाला tweet था. It's like I know this one thing about somebody from this place and I think it's funny, so I'll say it. So while I get it's a joke, it also shows कि a lot of racism में जो हम examples use करते हैं, these are all like very surface reactionary ways of talking about someone. Like उसमें ignorance सबसे ज़्यादा बिटरा होता है कि मुझे और कुछ पता नहीं है इनके बारे में, तो I'll try to pull them down or say make this joke about them from the 1 to negative or in unchangeable things I know about them. And for that message, it's very important they do. I think it's very crucial also देखना कि किस extent तक, because I think जो Sussex ने एक statement निकाला था कि we are against all of this, but I think he has been punished enough. Now we are going to work on rehabilitation and his mental health और उसका help करना. Because I think piling on to him is also not good. Like let's start a conversation कि देखो boss ये गलत क्यों है. It's not wrong just because you said it. There's a historical precedent to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Understand करना.
That might have happened, Amrit, right? Media only reports कि अरे ये ECB ने ये किया है.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's positive कि Sussex ने statement निकाला है, right? That statement right now. Like they said कि we are not, Sussex is his club. So उन्होंने बोला कि we are not going to add on to the punishment जो दिया गया है. First इनका कोई T20 सीरीज स्टार्ट हो रहा है क्लब लेवल पे, उसको बोला गया he will not join, he won't be participating in it because he's taking some time off to be with his family. 27 साल का है यार ये अभी, हमसे भी 1-2 साल छोटा है. So essentially now he had a very good first test, like जिसके बाद
I know
test debut था.
He
had a very
debut.
good test. He had debut.
I was reading up all about that as well when I was researching about it.
He's a very promising player for the. एक ही game खेला है, so hard to judge in long term. But like उसका debut was one of the great.
He's in form. Essentially, he's in form, and now.
I mean,
that's
I think,
even better. In a way, it's high time that they, I think organizations put a stand against this. So at least now people do have. It's sad that he is having to face a lot of the consequences and the brute force that should have happened a long, long time back. Like he shouldn't have been the example of it, but it's the sad reality of today's world. So I hope they stop. Yeah, you're right.
We have to
I hope they stop now.
This shows
that it's not
cool racism
to do that.
So it's racism. It's black and white in a way, right? You can always figure it out कि भाई, but there are going to be so many incidences because social media को इतना importance दिया जाता है, especially for these folks who are famous in a way. हर कंट्री में ये हो रहा है. Like if you write something, if you tweet something, if you Facebook पे कुछ लिखते हो, there can be repercussions to it. यहाँ पे रेसिज्म का एंगल है, कल और कोई भी एंगल भी हो सकता है. So it's a very fine line also कि authorities कैसे इसको लेती हैं.
But
Like
it's
tomorrow,
extent also, na Kevin, Arnav. It's extent. Like assume you say something that is defamatory to a certain group, and social media का essential meaning है कि आप public domain में आके कुछ बोल रहे हैं.
right?
Under the guise of either anonymity. Now, if you're somebody who's a known figure, like tomorrow you are the CEO of Tesla or something, and you are speaking something that spreads hate or which you are aware or unaware of is going to cause harm to a certain amount of group. जैसे डेव शेपेल का एग्जांपल दो, जो तो भी सोशल मीडिया का बोल रहा है ना कि कोई भी बात पे मेरे अगेंस्ट लोग कर सकते हैं. Why is Dave Chappelle not cancelled? Just because he is very famous? Just because बहुत लोग उसे पसंद करते हैं? नहीं. It's because everything he says in short period में you can get angry, but in the longer than 1-2 days, you understand the context of the joke. बीच में उसको ट्रांसफोबिक बोल के उसके नाम पे बहुत वो आए थे आर्टिकल्स and people were like, oh my god, we are going to see
This is when his new special came out, right?
cancelled.
When he
Yeah.
returned.
But then people saw the actual thing, and then longer clips came out, and then it became defensible. I think what's going to be hard is indefensible. Like Ollie Robinson का जो tweet है, it's indefensible. Like it can't be कि अच्छा तूने और कोई मतलब से नहीं बोला. I think social media में eventually that will come to people as
नहीं,
we
but because there's a
go over
difference.
time.
जैसे ये Ollie Robinson, first of all, he tweeted something. I don't know किसने tweet निकाला इसके ढूंढ के, first of all. But
बहुत टाइम में ना 8 साल पहले.
Then
A lot of
he
people
came to
do
fame,
it.
right?
It's how these celebrities get caught. A lot of them people go through their
Yeah,
old.
but Ollie Robinson
Exactly.
उतना बड़ा celebrity है भी कैसे?
नहीं,
कि
he
still
came to
किसी
fame
ने-
very recently. Suddenly he came to fame, right? I mean,
आकाश वो टेस्ट मैच अभी खत्म हुआ था और
तो
उसका
यहाँ पे
From what I
difference है.
read, yeah. From what I
At the
read,
same
yeah.
time, अगर इसी बंदे के बहुत सारे interviews होते हैं, for example, in past 8 years, where he is not that kind of a person, I don't think इतना issue बनता. But because इसका कुछ बीच में है ही नहीं, 8 years का gap है, he tweeted something and then suddenly he came to fame. So there is no defense to it because लोगों को पता ही नहीं कि बंदा actually में है कैसा यहाँ पे. Like whatever Amrit example तो दे रहा है, I think that guy का सबको context पता है already. He has been doing that for.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anonymous celebrities के लिए I guess it will be harder. And जो new to fame है, उनके लिए वो harder होगा. But I
Youngsters
guess
के लिए.
it, yeah, and no, but also Arnav, don't you think that with time people will get used to context more and more?
I think it's going. I
think
hope ऐसा होता
social
है.
media is new. Because social media is new to us. Like मैं किसी एक इंसान का एक comment देखूं and I disagree with it completely. Like okay, assume Kevin says something that I disagree with 100%. That should, I guess, we are reaching a place where we understand कि okay, हमारे thoughts थोड़े अलग है. Does not mean I disagree with the person completely, right? Which is poor person के एक दो
Yeah, I
thoughts
mean,
से issue है.
that's the way
Same
it
thing.
should
I
be.
think. Do you think we are evolving towards that? I feel like at least
I have doubt. I think we are going the other way around. I feel.
You're saying that
Yeah,
we're
let's-
more into the cancel culture, that just anything that's said is just
Yeah, it's like instant. We react without taking the context
anything
or
negative
anything.
without.
I mean, yeah, अपन चारों की बात कर रहे हो, things are different. अपन we don't belong to average society. Let's be honest. If you take any country, अपन अभी 3-4 countries में हैं अपन चारों जने, अपन वहाँ के average लोगों में नहीं आते. We are way above average by all means, right? So अपना थोड़ा सा angle है. But if you look at the average person, I don't know कि if they actually understand the context of whatever someone is tweeting or writing or saying in an interview. I hope, as Amrit said, I hope ऐसा evolve हो जाए. That would
Yeah,
be the
that's
perfect
what I-
case.
yeah.
But I don't know.
I think I agree with Amrit. I think as we get used to more of the social media sharing opinions and all, we all will understand. Okay, we have to put this in context. Right now, it is fairly new to us. All of this that's happening in
Yeah.
a way. But yeah, I mean, as for the Ollie Robinson, I mean, technically he is an adult. 18 in UK is adult age. You're officially an adult. But
Akash, 18
I think Kevin is right.
Do you think that none
that-
of us have any idea?
No, yeah. No, I think Kevin is right that he was doing it, I think, just to be funny. But then again, I
Mhm.
think he should still get punished to just put out that message that, this is not going to be tolerated in our sport.
Yeah.
That it
Because
isn't funny.
That it isn't funny and it's never going to be tolerated in the sport.
Yeah, even if whatever your personal thing is, no matter what you think personally, unfortunately, आप public domain पे आके करते हो, you have to face repercussions of it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
We covered this. I think that whatever opinion, just be prepared if you're going to say anything negative for
Yeah.
the repercussions. I think we covered it in our free speech episode.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. I think it was announced last week.
I think,
wasn't it?
Yeah, after he won a match.
Federer quits the French Open. Roger Federer quits the French Open. So
after winning a match.
After winning a match, yes. I thought this was just in preparation, honestly, for the Wimbledon, which is what I read up for. But Amrit, you had a question regarding this matter?
No, okay, like my main thing was, does it just set he's 39, right? Federer now. So
yeah.
On one hand, it's very
past his prime.
It's obviously but हर बात में वो इतनी दूर पहुंचता है tournament.
Yeah.
But still, does it then? However, does it not look bad on the entire tournament as a whole? When midway through it, fourth round, that's like next is quarterfinal, semi-final, final. You can just walk away from the whole thing, and it's okay, but people are not getting, because if he lost, it would be one thing, right? But now it's like there's a sequence of players who also do not get a chance. Like, what do you guys feel about it? I just thought it was very awkward.
So I couldn't find anything, but doesn't he face some repercussions for this? Just leaving the French Open midway, basically.
Fine hoga?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a fine. I couldn't find anything related to a fine or anything yet.
Why didn't he quit to play in another tournament?
Yeah, Wimbledon. He's
preparing for
after. Prepare for Wimbledon.
Wimbledon afterwards.
So then why didn't he just not participate? Why did he participate in the first?
Exactly. He beat someone in the fourth round, and then he said,
did he
can't continue.
कुछ information आई क्योंकि मैंने follow नहीं किया news. Was he injured during the match? Like कुछ हुआ उसको?
He said
did he tweak something?
He said, at my age, मुझे अपनी conditioning and overall सबको देख के वजह को देखना, I have to keep it more in regard and future के बारे में सोचना पड़ेगा. It was very एक दिन के अंदर it was interpreted as, okay, he's saying I want to be in complete form to make a very good run at Wimbledon, which is fine. Which is fine. इतने साल he has given us such amazing.
100%.
But there is a reverse side of it also. If you are being fair as sports fans, like there were so many, he defeated first round, second round, 4 players lost an opportunity as well. And fourth, he won the match. And if he had just lost in that fourth round,
then it's fine. 100. Then no one would say anything. But like that, the fact that he kicked out the 4 players and then now is quitting himself is just crazy. Amrit's right about that. It's very crazy. I mean, we see for conditioning, like in NBA, you see the San Antonio Spurs with that one point. Old age, they're resting. But that's a very different scenario compared to.
But it's a single game, no?
Yeah, exactly. It's very different.
Tennis is knockout tournament.
Exactly.
64 players are there.
Yeah, so what do you guys think that he should face some sort of big punishment for this? We're still in the punishment realm of things after the Ollie Robinson.
I think he should face some repercussions of it. Because I understand he's Roger Federer. I understand he's the best to ever play that game. I understand he's 39 years old. Sab kuch. But because, as Kevin mentioned right now, he started playing the tournament and suddenly he backed out. If he had some injury or if he was not feeling well, he should have at least announced, yeah, my body is not working as expected, because he knows his body the best. We can sit here and judge all we want, he should have played at the age of 39 and all those things, but he knows his body the best. So, but at least he should have given a valid reason. Just saying, I want to prepare for Wimbledon, that's sending a wrong signal, especially for youngsters. Exactly, that's disrespectful.
I don't think he actually said he's doing it to prepare for Wimbledon.
No, I think he did say that.
I can't remember.
Amrit, idea hai?
I don't.
No, he said at his age, like that. I'll tell you, let me just break up this. It was a statement that, after 2 knee surgeries and over a year of rehabilitation, it's important that I listen to my body and make sure I don't push myself too quickly on my road to recovery. Okay, you all are smart enough to know what that means. He's saying that my body greatest shape mein wo nahi hai, and that's fine. I would rather he didn't be in the, because he takes somebody else's
French
chance.
Open at all. Yeah,
this is a very elite sport. This is not a team sport. It's a very mano sport. And for him to he says, I have to make sure I don't push myself too quickly. 4 rounds and then you're like, yeah, maybe this is too much. Which is good for him, but I just think it sets a very terrible benchmark for.
I don't like the way it happened. Like, at least because agar usko koi injury nahi hai, he should have maybe apna 100% mat de. He should have just अगले गेम में हार जाता or something, and then but at least because now we have started a tournament suddenly. But again, if you see your body mein, it's very hard to say. It seems weird to me that middle of a tournament after winning a game you suddenly back out. That's
it's wrong. It is wrong. I feel.
Yeah.
I think in the
if
future,
he just did it for Wimbledon,
it should. My thing is repercussions should, since he's Federer, I don't think there will be repercussions. But I think in general, this goes back to when a tournament are we okay with somebody backing out? Like, is it the $50,000 का fine? I think Osaka पे $50,000 का fine लगा था. और तन क्या लगा था? It's same when she withdrew after, and that was mental health. This is physical health. In general, I think it's non-obligation of contractual things. It's like it just feels very off कि हम अपने सबसे superstars को एक अलग तरीके से देते हैं. Which fair enough, they draw in the most money, but I just think it's such a very wrong tone कि you can just walk away from the entire event. That's the reason. Well, I know it's a non-issue. He's not going to get punished. It's not like
he should be fined at least. Yeah, I know fine doesn't make.
No, I mean punished in the sense that like if you breach your contract with your तुम्हें repercussions होते हैं all things. But that's my thing. Like it didn't feel like the nicest way to go about it. I guess.
Yeah, as long as it's a health related, I'm fine with it. Then you know your body the best. You have to make some decisions, and because he historically Wimbledon has been the main tournament for tennis. उसमें I don't think there's any question about that. So अगर उसको लगता है कि he's not 100% for this tournament to go, but then it's fine. But yeah, it just seems off to me.
It'll be interesting to see what type of punishment he gets.
I think if I'm a French Open organizer, I'm like, भाई मेरी तो कोई इज्जत नहीं है. Like and that should be
exactly.
that should be something which the Australian Open or someone should say. But like it's like the French Open, according to me, after Wimbledon obviously is always the most prestigious event. But you can easily say कि French and American Opens के क्या कहते हैं बीच में second का third का तुम battle कर लो. Australia being a younger वो तो उनको obviously नहीं होगा. But it's just funny that
French.
the top female athlete leaves, and then
a legend in Roger Federer.
And there was a very good chance कि Federer वहां से जीता आता है, यहाँ से Nadal या Djokovic में से कोई एक आता. There was a very good chance of that happening, I feel.
Yeah, and now it's going to be Djokovic versus that I think Greek guy, right?
Yeah.
In the final, and it's fine. It's a fun thing, like obviously, but.
But like for French Open के broadcasters, TV ratings इतना hit लेने वाली है.
Serena went out. Serena could have, she went out in the fourth round too. Fourth round quarterfinal में she went out. So like इनका पैसा भी गया, but it's also the izzat, right? Because according to me, do you really think they would have done this if it was Wimbledon? I don't think so.
No,
I don't think they would have quit
it.
And I guess that is what I should have asked in the beginning. They would not have done this if it was a more prestigious event.
Amrit, now if you think, let's say Nadal को डाल दो, French Open, I know it doesn't happen, but like French Open मान ले बाद में आता है Wimbledon के, and Nadal is not completely fit for some reason, Nadal is going to prioritize French Open maybe. I'm not saying he will or he should.
And if he does, I would say the same thing with him.
Yeah,
I would say the same thing with him. And with anyone. My point is that it should be, we should condemn people equally. One way or
they have to be held accountable for that, for whatever they, no matter what competition they're taking part of. You can't just leave in the middle of a competition, even though you've won, you've eliminated.
And if he said, but you read the statement, right? He doesn't say that he's injured.
That's the problem.
I can't push my. I need to know that I can't push my knee that much now.
He should get fined or some sort.
And if I'm the guy who lost to him in the fourth round,
no, he did mention that, right? तू कह रहा है अमृत कि नी के बारे में?
He said he's had 2 knee surgeries पहले, so he
hasn't said he's injured.
He's not injured.
Okay, that's it. Sorry, but that's it. Now he has given some context. He doesn't have to specifically say, "Oh, I'm injured," right? Maybe he knows that his knee is not holding up that much as he was expecting it to be.
No, fair enough. मेरे दिमाग में ये भी था कि maybe it's training, but the thing is, he's not even saying कि वो sprain हो रहा है बोलते हैं. No, I'm एक extent की beyond I'm aware कि I can't push myself.
Yeah, he hasn't.
But that is so deep. That's deep into the tournament. No. My point is that like he's removed a lot of people from the bracket, and then he's like, "Chalo, मैं जा रहा हूँ यहाँ से."
Yeah. If you were the guy who played him, and then you found out he eliminated you, and now he's leaving the tournament. It's
because
man, I could have had another
in a
chance.
sport like tennis, it ruins the entire bracket too, I feel.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it does ruin the tournament का bracket, no doubt. But I think if he has mentioned, मुझे पता नहीं था कि उसने नी का mention किया है.
अरे मैंने पूरा statement read किया. उसने बोला कि मेरी इस साल 2 नी सर्जरी हुई थी. मेरी इस साल नहीं, मेरी I think पिछले एक साल उसमें 1-2 साल में सर्जरी हुई थी. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि future, because it's very clearly कि I have to maintain myself for the long run, which is why I said then this would not be a tournament he should participate in the first place, because किसी और की जगह जा रही है उसमें.
He's trying to prioritize the bigger tournament.
I get that at his age he should do it. Yeah. Brain wise, amazing move. But we have to.
He shouldn't have entered the tournament.
Individual से अगर macro perspective पे देखें, I feel it's very selfish.
Yeah, I just want to give him benefit of doubt. कि
he's a legend.
Because it's Federer.
He's a Federer. Yeah. Maybe like उस game के बीच में felt कि legend. I don't think anyone can like he's
can debate. He's won the most. What was it?
No. Most Grand Slam. I think.
Grand.
He has 21. If I'm not wrong.
Most Wimbledons for sure.
Wimbledons, yes, he's got the most.
Yeah.
But Nadal और Djokovic बहुत पास है.
Yeah, these three have changed the tennis. यार पिछले कुछ
They made it more mainstream. Tennis, I felt, went down for a bit, and then these.
Yeah. Federer and Nadal are tied at 20. Djokovic is at 18.
Wow, it's one of the golden eras of tennis, huh? By the way.
जब ये जाएंगे तो we have to he gets a pass because of a lifelong of it, and I think in general the French Open की बहुत कम इज्जत थी.
Yeah.
I mean,
very
just बहुत कम इज्जत थी.
They're very different, no? Like Nadal's a very hard-working player,
power player,
is pure class,
and he's 8 years younger to him also.
Yeah, even Djokovic is 4-5 years younger to him. So
yeah,
wasn't Djokovic
kudos to him that he's still playing.
Corona, he didn't believe in
it.
Something. Djokovic had that corona.
His IQ of and the smart, but he plays with, like, you can say, class.
No, Kevin, उसका वो natural physicality बहुत कम है. It's more.
Kevin, like when we talk about Messi, right? He's like that kind of a player. Like physicality.
Yeah, he's naturally gifted. Mind to है definitely. Like Messi was extremely smart, but he's also extremely talented also.
Yeah.
But just in the non-obvious way. Like Messi cannot outrun you, but he can dribble past you. Like वो वाली बात. Federer तुम्हें pace या power से नहीं defeat करता. वो his placement, his returns are always perfect.
Yeah, Kevin said his IQ in the sport.
Yeah.
It's high. I agree with that.
Skill and brain काफी आगे है. Yeah.
And finally, let's move on to our final topic. Let's talk about Family Man. Season 2 was released earlier. The Manoj Bajpayee and Amazon Studios. Is it produced also by Manoj Bajpayee? Actually, I don't know.
No idea.
But it's an Amazon Studios production for sure, starring Manoj Bajpayee. So you guys give me your impressions on season 2 of Family Review.
Okay, wait. Akash, question pehle. Have you seen it?
I started one episode, then my parents had to stop it in the middle because they had something to work.
I
have to watch it with
Angrez kabhi अच्छे Indian show नहीं देखता. We should boycott this host.
Why didn't you just watch it on your own, Akash?
No, they want to watch it together, Bhaiya. Otherwise, I would watch it on my own. I've been very tempted. But they said, no, we'll watch as a family.
Whenever we tell him to watch something, means isne pakka nahi.
Oh, please. Amrit, we'll get on to our next watch topic later on. But anyway, yeah, give me your Family Man impression, a review of season 2.
Okay, Akash के अलावा अपन सबने देख लिया क्या Family Man? Amit?
Yes, bro.
The rest of them have seen it.
I mean, okay, I will talk about parts which I like pehle. The one of the really amazing thing.
One second. Will this be? Is there anything spoilery in this show?
बहुत सारा है, but I'm not going to say anything spoiler.
Okay, let's do a spoiler free for like initial couple of minutes, and then you guys, if you want to go into spoiler field, go. So spoiler free.
Akash, everyone
dies.
Impression.
Nobody. Thank you.
नहीं.
Spoiler free
but
impressions.
I think one thing which I really liked was about the show कि I think they kept the language as it is. उन्होंने हर चीज हिंदी में नहीं की, which was a very great thing to say in an Indian TV show. Usually क्या करते हैं, just because it's made by कोई producers हुआ, उनका जो भी affiliation होगा, like it will be dubbed in Hindi. But उन्होंने तमिल को as it is रखा. So I think that I really appreciated a lot, even though लोगों को subtitle पढ़ने पड़ते हैं, but that's completely fine because now it became a pan-India kind of a show. It's not specific to a Bollywood, say, or a Hindi industry, right? So I think that one thing which I really liked कि उन्होंने dubbing नहीं की पूरे time. I'm sure कि शायद बाद में कर दें, बट लाइक एटलीस्ट ओरिजिनल शो जो है उन्होंने तमिल को उन्होंने एज इट इज रखा है. ऑब्वियसली मुझे नहीं पता वो एक्सेंट की चेंज हुई है, उसमें मुझे नॉलेज नहीं है.
No, that was
But they
fine.
keep it
That was
more
actually
legit.
very well done.
Yeah, I think I like that part. One of the best things, they did not dub it everything in Hindi. They could have easily
Signs
done
of
it.
signs of a very good global show, actually. The
Exactly.
confidence to show multiple regional
At least
languages.
pan India. I don't know about global, but pan India for sure. So I think that's a big
No,
step.
if you see the most famous spy show that's there in Europe and US right now, it's called The Bureau, French show. Usme when they have, they very seamlessly and in a normal way, they flip between French, Arabic, and like, different dialects, and just you have to read the subtitles. But it's part of the feel of the show. So yeah,
I think that
that's
keeps
why I
it
said
more
global
authentic.
show. Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that one part which I really like. In terms of storyline, मुझे लगा I still feel थोड़ा सा ज्यादा ही दिखा दिया इसमें. That, I mean, it was not too
क्या
realistic.
दिखाया?
Like because Manoj Vajpayee से you expect उसकी जो at least in the first season also he seemed like actually agent है ना जिसकी कोई life है चल रही होगी. इसमें कुछ like the action scenes, the storyline which they were going after. Not, I'm not talking about उसका historical context क्या है. We can keep that separate. But just for this TV show, I feel बहुत unnecessary दिखाया है. उसके जो action scenes थे, जो वो कर रहे थे, जो उनका, I'm not saying details because आकाश ने बोला spoiler free रखना है. I think that one part which I felt,
but it's more fun if we discuss
initial part spoiler free, then we'll get into spoilers.
Yeah, I mean,
I just want your opinion.
But it's still one of the good Indian shows, मेरे हिसाब से.
Yeah.
Is it the best Indian show available right now? Would you say?
No. I haven't
out of what
seen
you've watched.
else.
Out of what you've
Yeah,
watched.
I'm about to say.
Out of what you've watched, not like out of every single Indian show.
I think I would rate Patal Lok a little higher than Family Man.
But I mean, if I have to compare season 1, then it's a season 2, right? Are you talking about both the seasons combined or?
Overall, yeah, both seasons combined.
As a franchise, it's the best actually.
Franchise, yeah. I mean, so किसी की franchise अब तक आई नहीं है, so in that regard,
yeah, exactly. That's right.
But I think season 1 is better.
Season 1 is better. Yeah, I have to agree. Yep.
Kevin, what did you
think? I think
about
even season 1 they did the same, right? Like, the guy who was a terrorist and he was talking to the nurse from Kerala. They were talking in Malayalam and they did not dub that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. But उसमें फिर बहुत ही कम incidents थे ऐसे.
It wasn't that prominent.
Yeah, it had to be prominent, right? Because the whole plot is surrounding वो.
So Kevin, you liked season 2 as well?
I like season 2. I like the I mean, it's an interesting topic, I guess, and now we already know what the third part is going to go into. But it's obviously related to one of the conflicts that India did have in the past. It doesn't have, first and foremost, I'd like to highlight that please do not take it word for word in terms of historical significance. It's just a show.
You have to just watch it as a show.
Yeah.
Hey, don't say rubbish, okay? Everything shown in the thing was correct. ऐसा ही हुआ था.
My knowledge on history is from movies.
But it's very entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining for sure. Yeah.
Okay, Amrit, you as well. Then we'll get into spoilers.
The whole show in 2 days.
You watched the whole show in 2 days?
Damn. Yeah, I watch all shows on fast forward. नहीं अच्छा show है यार. Like I watch it mostly for Manoj Bajpayee. And
it's a great actor.
Family Man, my whatever issues I had with Family Man 1, I had with Family Man 2. But there are more overwhelming positives. अच्छी vibe है. You can get through it. Interesting discussions, more realistic discussions सब है show में. It's a good franchise. Like किसी best से बोलना आसान है क्योंकि मनोज बाजपेयी है तो मैं best बोलने में मुझे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है कि I would like more people to be aware of Manoj Bajpayee. But I think overall it's well done.
Definitely.
Yeah, but the due to वो है ना, these are the platforms जहाँ पे उनको more than their due मिलेगा. That's why I said it's a good global show because because मेरा reference point is इसके बिल्कुल पहले I watched a French show which was getting great reviews called The Bureau और वो कह रहे थे उसमें जिस लेवल में उन्होंने एक दिखाया, like I watched 2 seasons of that. जिस तरीके से उन्होंने दिखाया कि like secret agent inside France dealing with like क्या कहते हैं issues, geopolitical issues, hardcore issues, religion के बारे में कैसे बात करनी चाहिए. I thought Family Man went above and beyond to show कि we can talk, not make us that uncomfortable. Like बहुत uncomfortable topics पे बहुत normal civilized way में we can have conversations. I thought Family Man 1 did that very well. Family Man 2 also did it very well.
Yeah.
So I would always highly recommend this show.
Okay,
Now can we go
now
into
let's
spoilers?
take off the shackles. Amrit, what did you not like about like you said there were some issues still
Okay.
in Family Man
By
1 and 2.
they are going to cover one conflict को. First was क्या
Oh,
कहते हैं,
this is
television
spoiler mode, by
is
the way, now for our
yeah.
listeners.
तो
Spoiler
first
mode.
में था कि वो क्या कहते हैं fight against क्या कहते हैं
The
jihad and
Sinhalese.
everything उसमें and ISIS के against ये कर रहे हैं वो सब कर रहे हैं. Second में was the Lankan crisis. क्या कहते हैं LTTE versus Indian government और चेन्नई में कैसे लोकल सपोर्ट वो कर रहा है. थर्ड वाले में आई एम श्योर वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट में जो इंसर्जेंसी है उस पर बात करेंगे. उन्होंने वो लास्ट सीन में दिखाया वो हैकिंग में वो कर रहा है. माय प्रॉब्लम विद फैमिली मैन वाज द सेम एज वो कि by the last few episodes they are going towards some sort of a dramatic ending and it becomes an issue of convenience.
I had
फिर
the same
इसमें एक
feeling. Yeah.
कि like now it's like कि यार ये कहानी खत्म कैसे करेगा यार अब वाली बात आ जाती है. And there is a character in this called Chellam sir जो बहुत cool है. Okay, there is this one part Akash where he literally comes where the protagonist is clueless and this guy comes and says like a Wikipedia of like वो Iron Man का Jeeves
Use
नहीं
the
है.
live Google
Jeeves
version.
analyze for me
Jarvis,
and tell me
yeah.
कि यहाँ पे इनके लोग कहाँ थे. And he just looks into midair and I'm sure we have genius analysts like that, but when you're watching it just does not seem like okay guys, this is very bad. Like, can I tell you the reason why I found it extra bad is because I watched that other show I was watching, The Bureau, उसमें जो था, and उसमें एक अच्छी चीज थी. They don't mind showing that spies lose. Like, you can have great plans. That's the only thing that I found. Like, I wish they had the guts to say कि यार नहीं हार गए हैं. And I know the stakes are too high, but it's very crucial कि उनकी historically relevance दिखाना चाहते हो and you're like नहीं सब सही हुआ है हम एंड में हम जीते and I'm happy हम जीत गए. But in a TV show I just wish it was a bit more realistic.
And the sad part is they didn't just do that once. Okay, you can understand when they use it once and okay, you're like, okay, एक बार हो गया छोड़ दे. They use it like 3 or 4 times. How? I mean, the same thing again and again. They tried. That was the very.
I really
annoying
hope
part.
this show, अगर वो उसका अगला एपिसोड बनाते हैं or whatever, they have some background for that Chellam sir. It seems a completely random character जो he pops in at the exact timing जब चाहिए होता है.
No, a person of convenience, like a character of convenience कि अच्छा तू कोई फंसा हुआ है तो एक बंदा आएगा तुम्हें बोलेगा एक्चुअली ये कोई देवदूत है जो आगे तुम्हें बता रहा है कि हाँ ऐसा होना चाहिए. And it's like it just when you watch it the first few times. Yeah. Remember that sequence जब वो अखबार exchange करते हैं? I found it so cool. And by the third time when that fight was happening, then I was like, भाई चल्लम को ही मार दो या चल्लम को ही इंचार्ज बना दो. तुम में से किसी को बस की है नहीं. केस तो उसी ने सॉल्व किया है. तुमने तो
सारा
उनके एंड ऑफ द डे ऑनेस्टली
सब कुछ उसने
सॉल्व किया. What did Manoj Bajpayee do except like and okay, does his wife confesses to him at the end of season 2, right?
I'm guessing so.
I mean,
okay,
I don't know.
उन्होंने
दिखाया नहीं है ना क्या बोला उसने वाइफ ने.
तो but wait, so I fast forwarded through season 1 also. So does the wife cheat on him?
No one knows. That's what they're trying to.
Yeah, they changed the shot like after that. Like they didn't show that she was cheating on him or anything.
So apparently, I was watching one of the.
They both were in the same room, but nobody knows what has happened.
What has happened? Yeah. So that's another question which no one actually knows about. कि हुआ क्या था?
Oh,
and they have kept it as it is.
Because I was confused. Like, because she's acting guilty.
No, yeah. So I mean, they're trying to show that something has happened, and it seems like, as you said, cheating, but no one knows for sure because they haven't.
I feel it's just there. She's just gonna say, "Oh, I felt like doing," like as in like I was. It made me think in that another route is possible, or like
I remember that Chellam sir. I think
she didn't cheat, but she had like doubts. Essentially, that's what they're going to end up saying.
But एक लास्ट सीन है जब वो मनोज वाजपेयी पता नहीं चेल्लम को पता कैसे है कि मनोज वाजपेयी वहां पे he's washing his face or something because he's not able to find answer.
Don't waste water.
Suddenly comes from पीछे से वो चिट डालता है उसके लिए and he goes away. I was like,
so basically Chellam is the infiltrator, not the LTT. ये Chellam के साथ घुस जाता है.
End में पता लगा वो ही है सब कुछ.
And his daughter was extremely annoying. I know she's like a kid, but she was so annoying in that show.
Okay, I
Kevin, but
hate
that's
that
all
scene.
kids of that age to us. अभी उस age के बच्चे हमारे सामने आए ना, I sat in front of one of my 14-15-year-old nephews and I was going to be like, देखो बेटा अब आजकल ना ऐसी immature तरीके से नहीं सोच सकते. And I was like, मैं इसको क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Like I was getting frustrated. ऐसे नहीं देख सकते. You can't look at the world this way. Kevin, those kids, I was very irritated by her character, by her क्या कहते हैं, the depiction. But then I just realized we are at that place now. We have crossed over. जहाँ पे बच्चों के doubts and their issues are beyond us.
I liked it because it showed उस time के उस teenagers में बच्चे कैसे होते हैं. अपन भी ऐसे ही थे अमृत. Let's be honest. अपन भी कोई ज़्यादा.
That's what I mean. That's why I said we are old now. We are old that we have forgotten. जो हम अपने पेरेंट्स को बोलते थे कि you don't understand how it feels to be adult. वो हम without even reaching there, we have reached there. Because I was getting so irritated by everything.
Character वो. I mean, they both are annoying for us, but that's the whole intention. कि they are annoying.
No, I like the small kid. I think he was cute.
Exactly, ना Kevin. Because the kid is always sympathetic to the father और उसको joke करता है. But the daughter is the opposition, and it's like it jars. It used to jar me कि हर बात पे उल्टा बोलती है यार. But then I realized कि
she was not in opposition to him alone. She was opposition to literally
everyone. Kevin, but if you just
but that's the age,
I'm not saying for everyone. I'm not saying for everyone.
That's the teenage rebellion. I think they're trying to show.
Yeah, and she's in love. वहाँ पे उसको freedom चाहिए अपना.
She talks about big words. उसको पता है patriarchy बोलती है वो, and उसको उसकी दोस्त describes her as a feminazi and all of those things. But उसको basic common sense नहीं है about real life events. Like she's still so conscious that this boy is not.
Is Kalyan really a person's name? Because I thought that was a place in Bombay.
I'm sure there's a person. It's a person.
Kalyan right. Singh was a very famous minister also.
But जगह भी है, and it's a common name also.
Very common name, Kevin.
I feel like I've heard it in movies. I've never met someone with that name, but I've heard it in movies before.
Exactly. I've never met anyone with a Kalyan.
But I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is.
By Purana governor of Rajasthan, chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, say Kalyan Singh. You guys know that, right? Very famous people have become that name also.
Kalyan, it's a common name.
Very famous one.
As in like young kids. I mean, like it just felt odd.
I think with belt में Indo-Gangetic उस belt में you'll find a lot of Kalyans for sure.
Young kids.
I've heard the female version of that. I've heard that female version of the name a lot more here, South में. Kalyani मैंने काफी वो है.
Yeah, Kalyani.
Kalyani is a very common name. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To remove the E and then you've got it.
Remove the I.
Akash, that's called
E on the. But anyway, are your opinions done on? Are your opinions done on Family Man, or is there anything else you guys would like to mention?
No, I think Amrit ne सही से सम up. It's a very dramatic end में last के कुछ episodes which I didn't like.
Last scene. I think that Samantha did a good job as the. क्या कहता है? My wife had told me that she's a Telugu में very famous actress.
Yeah.
And she's married to some very famous Telugu actor. She did well as the disturbed, because that haunting look. She was in Super Deluxe also, Akash, by the way. जो female lead है of sorts इसमें. She was the first वाली में, the wife who cheats on the husband.
Oh, okay, yes.
वो Super
I have
Deluxe
a question, Amrit और Kevin के लिए. Don't you think उनको, because I have seen Samantha like उसको मैं उनको interviews में देखा and I know she's a very big star and वो सब. So star value को हटा दो. It felt कि उसका makeup and it was forced. Like they could have taken a character who actually looks like that.
It felt like blackface, to be very honest.
Yeah, it didn't felt natural at all.
Or some people might say reverse, that's how she looks without makeup.
But they made her. What did they do? They made her.
They made her appear dark because she's a Sri Lankan rebel in this. So they made her
completely out of place.
Yeah, which felt like a very first row. But I guess
that's been an argument in a lot.
They budget ज़्यादा. Yeah, that's like Mary Kom की movie में Priyanka Chopra गई थी.
I mean,
यहाँ पे कोई difference है. In TV show यहाँ पे she is not even the lead. I mean, yeah, she's the second lead for sure. But यहाँ पे
she's the main female character, but
yeah, the whole point of these kind of OTT platforms is you can try some new talent, you can try something different. Mary Kom में it's a big budget movie, you need to recover the whole amount and वहाँ पे समझ में आता है. But इसमें यहाँ पे you can have, ऐसा मुझे लगा personally. I think she felt, even though उसकी acting अच्छी थी, but she felt out of place just because of the makeup and she did a decent job.
Too blatant.
They did the same thing, na? For Bala, Bhumi Pernikar was playing
Oh,
They put
exactly,
dark makeup
Akash.
on her.
Exactly. That's such a BS thing. There are so many good actors. उनको ले लेते हैं वहाँ पे.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it happens in Hollywood as well. Ghost in the Shell is a Japanese, Amrit, am I right? Anime, I think.
इसमें
Ghost in the Shell or something.
yeah
And Scarlett Johansson played the main
भाई
character.
और अभी
in that.
दे अन्नम
It's
ने
like,
जो कहा ना कि वो फैमिली मैन के लिए वो like same thing जब गोकू की मूवी ड्रैगन बॉल जी ठीक है they
yeah,
have
they
made
got
more
a,
money than most they had some random midwest का white kid as the Goku
Mhm.
का character and it's like
Yep.
Goku and but his grandfather and everyone apparently is still Asian
Yeah,
but
Asian. He's just American. It's like,
Unless
but
this
Amrit,
girl.
alien. So it makes sense. It'll be okay.
नहीं, unless this girl is a real, मुझे पता नहीं साउथ में कितनी बड़ी स्टार है. If she's actually a superstar जो
yeah,
like
she's
audience को
quite
ला
good.
सकती है,
Samantha
she can pull in.
Samantha oh bhai she's married she herself is a huge star also she's married to one of the biggest Telugu stars
Then it makes sense because then you
it would
also
be
for
the
business
equivalent
purpose,
of
right?
yeah no I get why they did it but I also don't get why they did it because didn't get it when the whole Mary Com thing happened also because yes it is a commercial thing but अगर आप किसी person की journey को वो कर रहे हो तो it at least could have been that was the only the
Give
reverse also is
opportunity
true
to
it was the only biggest chance to give somebody with क्या कहते हैं somebody from
similar
that
background.
area like somebody with similar characteristics to जिनको तुम डाल सकते थे उसमें somebody from the northeast could easily have had that role simply because Mary Com is one of the few there are very few names that emerge in non-cricket वो India
Yeah.
में and वो that's why I felt otherwise I understand completely business sense से प्रियंका चोपड़ा obviously ज्यादा पैसे में but there is a जब तुम्हें वो rare chance मिलता है जैसे इसमें जो वो South Indian officer है मुत्तू he speaks when you see him speaking in Tamil and when you speaking in Hindi
Exactly.
and it's like it's shown in such an organic way कि उसको पता है क्या हो रहा है and वो बोल भी पा रहा है and then it's not like he's doing it in a different thing.
हमें थोड़ा सा उनका बैंटर दिखाया which seemed very organic मुझे लगा but
exactly
Samantha
okay
का
I am based out of the south too north से है you have been
Yeah.
given authority to take over here but I have a better idea of the locals here all of that seemed very which is where yeah I get that
So
point.
has this been confirmed for season 3 or no? There's no announcement.
Oh no, there's no announcement. But I'm sure they will. I mean,
But did it end? It ended on a note that's
It-
hinting towards another season, or
Yeah,
did
yeah,
it just like
blatantly.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
Okay.
they
very
did.
blatantly.
So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting. Hope from the sounds of it, even on the radio, people were saying it's really good. It's really good. People,
Yeah,
everyone
overall
watch
it's a
it.
good show. We are
So-
just nitpicking right now, so
Yeah.
don't go by like हमारे because we are nitpicking. Otherwise, overall it's a good show, no doubt.
So hope most likely it will get from the what I've heard from the public review or even on Twitter when it was trending here at one point. Family Man season 2.
Mm-hmm.
People had good things to say about it. So it'll be interesting to see whether this gets a season 3. I'm sure it will. So it'll be interesting when that comes out and whether it gets it. So let's move on to the other show that released last Wednesday, Loki, another MCU show. So who has watched Loki, the first episode?
I have watched.
Oh, good
It
work.
is
good
about
work, guys.
it is about Loki from Asgard. Now you guys can
Ah.
speak.
So made
मैं
fun
भूल
of me
गया
for
यार.
not watching.
This was a very busy week. But मैंने एक episode नहीं देखा. I
No,
watched
no.
the whole series.
It's
Yeah.
fine. So guys, what are your impressions on Loki? Should I start or you guys want to start?
Oh, actually, you should start since उन्हें family में कुछ नहीं
Okay.
बोला.
Yeah. So I feel it is interesting. The lore building for me is interesting, definitely for this TVA and everything. Hearing about this, how they control the flow of time and everything, is all very interesting. But I am struggling to see its relevance to the bigger MCU universe. How this affects the characters we know that are alive still in the thing. I don't see how that would be affect the bigger universe as a whole. So I'm interested to see there. But as compared to the other MCU shows, I would still say Falcon and the Winter Soldier is probably, as of now, the first episode of that is still the best. If I'm just ranking it in the first episode, it's unfair to say the
Yeah.
season is better without watching this whole season. I mean, there are 6 episodes only in the season for Loki, so it's going to be short as well. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns and how it tackles other things. But yeah, I think it's fine. It's good. I would say it's so far better than WandaVision, if judging by episode 1 only, comparing episode 1 of all of it. but not as good as Falcon and Winter Soldier starting.
I think what I liked about मैंने actually Falcon and Winter Soldier देखा नहीं है. What I really liked about this one, this is different than regular Marvel movies and shows. And that's what I liked about it. And जो तेरा question था कि how will they relate to the other characters, since they are in that time के वो, they can relate. They can relate any which way, right? Because now they can actually go back.
They should be able to, but I don't know if they'll mess with that timeline so much. I have a feeling this is going to be its own separate thing in a way. It might in and out have some.
So, my question था, is it based on some comic or is it completely separate now?
See, this one I do not know if it's released. They hinted at some big comic things. Like there's this huge comic book called The Secret Wars, which is a huge scale event, basically like Endgame, which I think they're building up to, which is going to be the next huge scale event that happens. So they've hinted at that.
I thought जो उन्होंने टीवी में वो दिखाया ना कि वो जो 3 characters हैं who basically control the sacred timeline and all these things.
Yeah.
So basically they are the most powerful superheroes or whatever. क्या है वो in concept?
I can't remember the name. There was one name that I was
because
I even thought I would mention it, but I can't.
एक scene है which I really liked. I think अमृत ने देखा नहीं है. Can I say it? Yeah. Should we?
Wait. Just do spoiler free and then Kevin, and then we'll go into full spoilers like we did before.
Yeah. So overall, I like the show, no doubt. It's a very different Marvel show. Like usually Marvel में like इसमें बहुत ही इसमें comic timing भी अच्छा है मुझे लगा. But I think that character
comedy was there still.
Yeah. Bits and pieces हैं वहाँ पे. And overall, it's now that they have opened this time TVA ka concept, which is another like different timeline. I feel now they can actually branch into any which way possible. So that's a good part. They can bring in old characters. They can bring in new characters. They can go back in time, go future mein ja sakte hain. So I think they have opened a bunch of possibilities. Now it will be very interesting to see how they actually execute it or what their vision is. But I think I like the whole concept because it's a very different concept.
I agree. I think the concept is good. I just think I'm just having a hard time picturing how it would relate.
Yeah.
But Kevin, you go in your initial impressions. Or spoiler free, and then we'll go into spoilers.
I mean, I like how they have started the show. I think now it's currently at a stage where they can go anywhere. I mean, it's a good start. उन्होंने ज़्यादा कुछ दिखाया नहीं है. They've just showed like a lot about timekeepers and things like that, which I didn't really know about. So they've created a good base for the show. Now it really depends on how they're going to do for the next episode.
This was a lot of lore building this episode.
Because the problem with Falcon and the Winter Soldier was first episode was really good.
Really good.
Then it dropped, and then it really dropped, and then it picked up again. So like I don't want to see that either. So I would prefer a gradual build up. And
you'd think with 6 episodes only they might not have that. Maybe with 6 episodes only and being in the season, they might not have that. I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier was, I can't remember, 9? I can't remember. But yeah. But still, I was shocked that Falcon and Winter Soldier, like Kevin said, it had its low points in one episode. Specifically one episode.
There were 1 or 2 episodes which was fairly useless.
Yeah, for I remember one episode.
One episode I remember. I think it was episode 3, Akash.
Yeah,
it was absolute crap.
It was just felt a bit fillerish type episode.
Yeah.
Not as good. But anyway.
And now, are they longer, Akash? 50?
This is longer. This feels longer. Now it's 50 minutes for an episode. So they've normally been very
10 minutes longer.
Like WandaVision was roughly 30 minutes. So
exactly.
And Falcon and Soldier,
in terms of length, they might be the same amount of shows.
Maybe.
So just the length of each episode is longer now.
Maybe. One thing I'd say good is that it feels like Marvel is risking, like taking a risky step, like testing out their IPs in a way. So like WandaVision, like for Captain America, I think they tested it out to see how the audience would react to the whole thing of this Falcon and the Winter Soldier taking the mantle forward. And now they've announced that there's going to be a Captain America 4 movie. So it'll be interesting to see like what other TV specials like that they haven't planned become movies. But now, spoiler.
Who's going to be in the Captain America movie?
So far we don't know, but it's obviously confirmed that Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, who play the new Captain America and Winter Soldier, will be back for that movie. I don't know if Chris
I like
Evans.
the
There
fact
was
that they
rumors
both are
that
good
Chris Evans.
actors, though.
They're good actors. And now they proved. I think I feel like the comic timing is really good as well between them. But
Yeah.
let's go into spoiler. Arnav, you said you had one thing you wanted to say.
Oh, the
But
best
spoil-
scene was जब वो भागने की कोशिश करता है टीवीए में से
Uh-huh.
he goes to that area जहाँ पे सारे I think वो रखे हुए
All the
infinity stones
confiscated.
मिलते हैं
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
and he found like सारे infinity stones वहाँ पड़े हुए हैं ऐसे ही and that was a moment of realization for him कि oh wait this is maybe the most powerful place in the
Powerful.
universe yeah I
Powerful
think that was
place,
really
yeah.
cool moment like when he opens that drawer and he feels कि oh
All
wait
of these.
सारे infinity stones वहाँ पे but at the same time that guy says कि people use it as a paperweight
Yeah, here it's a paperweight here because
yeah
they don't work in the
Yeah.
TVA. So it's
So-
just like that was a pretty funny moment and cool. I was like, oh,
which I
then he
because
realizes
पूरा Avengers की पूरी franchise was built on those 5 Infinity Stones in a way, right? I mean, they made that whole Avengers का, and now suddenly they are showing कि oh, it has no relevance यहाँ पे.
for sure.
So
I
that
like
was
the
a
bit.
fun.
I also like the bit where because this Loki obviously is the Loki after Avengers 1. So then he sees his future and he sees what happened like in the actual timeline that his mom dies and he's emotional. And then he
Yeah.
sees that he becomes good and gets along with his brother. He sees his father die and then sees his own death by Thanos. And I
Yep.
thought that was a very powerful moment. Like he's realizing like, okay, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to go down this route of evil. I thought that was pretty cool. There's a lot of speculation in one scene. Enough when the first time when he escapes, when he uses that thing to escape, and he lands not in that room. He lands in the corridor. They say that in the background there's a woman who looks like Peggy Carter, who was Captain America's wife. Now, since he married her when he went back in time, because technically Captain America would also be charged of kind of interfering in the time rules or whatever because he went back in time. Unless they've allowed that, I don't know how this works. There's a lot of questions to how this
उसमें वही बताया ना उन्हें कि some things were supposed to happen, so those things
but
happened, right?
That's my thing.
So-
Is Captain America traveling back to get with his love supposed to happen? There's a lot of questions to
Yeah, because
answer that
जैसे
they
उन्होंने बोला कि Avengers were supposed to win.
Yeah,
You were not supposed to escape यहाँ पे, right? I mean, they were supposed to win when उसका जो trial चल रहा था 2 मिनट का trial था लोकी का. So I think maybe they can show it easily कि oh no, that was supposed to happen. He was supposed to go back in time.
Kevin left. Okay, continue. They were supposed to go back in time.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, so they can show it that way, or if they want to actually build upon that, like even he basically messed up with the timeline. So because of which now he has to pay the price. So they might bring Captain America back. Who knows?
It'll be interesting.
That's
For
the I
sure,
think
let's see.
they did very smart thing. उन्होंने ऐसा नहीं किया कि सिर्फ time machine है and he went back or something. They have built a whole scene like where any character can come back. So
we'll see. Amrit, what is your opinion on the Loki show?
I
since
think
you watch all the TV shows,
the timekeeper and the घड़ी बनाने वाले लोग, everyone very interesting trailer से मुझे जो याद है मैं बोल सकता हूँ. But yeah,
It'll be interesting.
yeah, since Kevin has gone, I think we
Kevin's
should end
computer has
for today.
crashed for our audience. That's why we were also laughing as well. So it looks like we'll have to end this episode right here. But it'll be definitely interesting to see how Loki develops. We'll talk about it later
And
on.
Yeah.
also on an unrelated note, we will discuss the Euros in detail next time.
Yeah,
But until then, our prayers and wishes for
For sure.
Christian Eriksen,
our prayers with Christian Eric.
who has status as of now is that he is awake and
stable.
undergoing treatment.
Yeah.
And stable.
So all our prayers for him.
So, yeah.
For quick
We
recovery.
were supposed to have a more in-depth discussion of the Euros,
Yes.
but
We had to.
due to the incident what happened as we were speaking, we didn't discuss it. But yeah, next week we'll have better idea also of how everything shapes up. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that's the end of this episode of the Vele podcast. You can catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and also on YouTube, where all our episodes have been uploaded as of now. We will also be uploading just as this episode goes out, the first part of the Resident Evil gameplay, where Amrit and all of us play Resident Evil 7, will be uploaded on YouTube as well. And I was laughing because Kevin has joined back on he's revived his computer from that crash. But until next time, guys, stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.